Hello YouTubers, welcome to my new video. It has been a while. I've got a rare weekender, so I thought I'd show you how to modify an FM transmitter designed for a car. And I'm going to do a couple of modifications to this transmitter. First one being, I'm going to extend its transmission range from 15 to 20 feet to, well, I won't tell you right now. Wait till the end of the video, you'll be surprised. And I'm also going to install a power bank so it becomes completely portable. Now the power bank itself is from our local power shop, brand new of course. The transmitter itself was £1.99 from eBay, an absolute bargain considering it's got RDS, it can play MP3 files direct from a memory card. It's great, it's an absolute bargain. I don't know how they actually do it. I mean the old, the other way of doing things was, separate transmitter and separate audio source. Clumsy. This is a very compact, unit. I mean you can do the same sort of modifications to various other transmitters, car transmitters from eBay. They're all similar designed. So the modifications I'll show you on this one, you can do to virtually any FM transmitter designed for a car from eBay. They're all very similar. Well, I hope you enjoy the video. Well, this is the transmitter I received from eBay. Comes in very simple packaging. There we go. It's a nice little neat transmitter. We'll open this up, we'll find out where the voltage regulator is, what type of FM IC it's using, and we'll go from there. Well, having a look at this, I can't see any visible screws, so I presume the front comes off it and the screws will be hiding underneath. Got to be very careful here. There we go. Yep, we have 4 screws. I do apologise if the lighting's a bit low. I haven't got my normal lighting in here today. Let's remove these 4 screws and see what's inside. I've undone a lot of these car transmitters from eBay, and they're all very similar. It's quite surprising how many of them have screws underneath the front. That's simple enough. What I did notice on this, it's got an IR receiver module here. It didn't come with a remote, but I'll try one on that later on. Okay, it looks like this power button just falls out. Just got to be very careful. Don't want to damage anything. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's, that looks well designed. Alright, what we need to find is the transmitter IC, and if we lift up the display, there is an IC underneath here. There we go. But that's not the chip we're looking for. That is an highly integrated audio IC. That's the audio decoder. I think it's got a built-in display driver and various other functions. So that's not what we're looking for. Now, I think the chip we're interested in is this one out. Okay, we've identified the IC we're looking for. It's a QN8027. It's an high performance digital FM transmitter made for these type of devices. There we go. Don't know if that's quite focused. There just here. And if we look here, there's antenna out. That's your power input, your positive and your negative. So this one's going to be quite an easy transmitter to modify. Sometimes the hardest part of modifying these car transmitters is finding out where the RF pin is, so you can extend the antenna. On this one it's clearly marked, so we've got no trouble there. There it is, antenna out. So we just basically extend that to extend our range. If there's no markings on the board, sometimes they can be a bit difficult to find the RF out. All you need to do is identify your FM transmitter chip, which is this one. Pop over to Google, type in the model number, find the data sheet, look for the RF out. That's how you'll find out where your RF output pin is. Another way of doing it, if there's no markings, or you can't, sometimes with the Chinese chips, you can't get a lot of information on Google. If that's the case, just look for the white capacitor, which is this one here. Is that focused? Normally the white capacitors, they're the high frequency output caps. This one comes out here, it goes underneath the board, it's a double R board, and it pops out here. But a majority of the time you'll find the RF output pin. What I haven't noticed on this board is a regulator. Normally you get a 5 volt regulator, because obviously these are designed for cars, so they'll have a 12 volt input here and a regulator. So I presume the regulator is in this part where the fuse sits, and obviously this fits into your cigarette lighter and your motor. Alright, what we'll do, we'll put the display back. We'll power up with 9 volts and see what sort of transmission range we get. It ain't going to be far, because these are designed to be used inside the vehicle. As you can see, we've got a 9 volt battery here. I'll try powering this up with the power bank. It won't boot up with 5 volts, because this was designed for a car. There we go, that's booting up, can you see that? We're on 87.5 megahertz. What I'll do, I'll install the memory chip. It's got some music on. With a bit of luck it starts playing. Please wait. There you go, that's playing. What I'll do, I'll set it on a frequency that's spare, and we'll see what sort of range we get with it. It ain't going to be too far. As you can see, it's playing there. What we'll do, tune it into our very tatty FM radio. There we go. How far can we go before it loses transmission? Our lock's off. About 15 foot. Obviously it's designed for a car, so transmission range is going to be less than 25 foot. What we'll do, we'll get it connected to the power bank, to the 5 volt supply, and we'll put an external antenna on, and the range will go up big time. With a bit of luck, this stays in focus. You can see our antenna output is just here, and it's going along here where the power supply wires are into where the voltage regulator is. So what we can do, we can put all this back together. We can put the front back together, and what we'll do, we'll remove the voltage regulator, and we'll find out where the antenna wire is going, and we'll work out where we're going to attach our antenna. Okay, let's find out where the regulator is and see what type it's got. It's got the fuse. And all of these are quite tight. Well, high. Oh, there we go. Oops. There's our regulator. What you can see here is the DC to DC converter. It takes the 12 volts from the car to a 5 volt output for the transmitter. It's an GSC 34063. It's not going to be needed because we're going to power this transmitter directly using the power bank. Also at the bottom is the antenna wire here. What we'll be doing, we'll be extending the antenna to about 160 centimeters, which will improve the range very much. It's removed. Okay, we'll discard the DC to DC converter, not needed. Here's our 3 wires. Got the red, a positive, a ground, and the green wire is the antenna wire. Okay, next we need to connect a USB lead so we can power it up from our power bank. This was a lead I had lying around upstairs. It used to be an old phone charger lead. Got some 1mm heat shrink here, so we don't get any wires touching once they're all soldered up. Let's connect our power up. That's a positive. Next thing is the antenna bar. I'll get that soldered in next. Okay, so the wire's all soldered in. They've got power soldered in and the antenna wire. So I'm going to remove this because this is not needed. There we go. Okay, all the wiring's done. We've got our power in and our antenna connected. Just put that to the side. Next thing we need is our power bank. I got this from Poundland. It's a China shops in the UK where you get some right good bargains. This is a 1200 mAh battery, ideal for a project like this. This will power up the transmitter for possibly every day, continuously. I'll check the current consumption on the transmitter once this is all rigged in. Oh, next thing is trying it. Let's plug it in and see if it powers up this transmitter. Oh, happy days. It certainly does. Should plug our music into it. Great. That's playing, that's fine. That's all working nicely. So what I'm going to do is mount this to the power bank. I might use the glue gun and some Velcro and get that permanently fixed down. Okay, we've got some Velcro here. Bit of super glue on out, not too much. So not too much, but there's quite a bit on there. I'll just make sure it never comes off. What I should have done really, I've not done one of these before like this. I should have really attached these wires from inside the transmitter. It's a bit daft doing it the way I've done it really, but it's done now, isn't it? So the wires are out. They're all protected with the heat shrink. So what I'm going to do is just drop some glue. Here's the Velcro for the other side. I'll tidy it up after. Okay, the Velcro is on the side of the transmitter now. I'm not happy the way I've done the wires from the outside. It's a bit daft, but what can I do? If you do this, wire it up from the inside of the transmitter, it'll be a lot neater. Okay, Let's place that down. That's it, it's going nowhere. Plug it in, shall we? Oh hi, that's all working, ready to test. Right. Well, how much current does this transmitter use? Not a lot, I hope. What I've got plugged in the bottom is one of these voltage current meters from eBay. Oh, see at the bottom there, it was just on 002, 003. So that's using between 29 30 milliamp, which is great. Which is going to give this transmitter a running time of just over 30 hours, which is very good. Like I mentioned earlier, I did notice an IR receiver module on this transmitter. It didn't come with a remote, but I've got a drawer full of them upstairs. These are Chinese, you've just seen these all over eBay. This was for an FM transmitter for a car. And it does work. There's a frequency of 103.4. There we go. Going up the frequencies. Back down. And another feature of this transmitter, it has got an equaliser. No, natural, rock, pop, classic, soft. Great, isn't it? Okay, let's test the improvements I've made with the antenna. Got it upstairs, put the antenna as high as I can go. We'll go out in my car now. Right, out we go in the car. 103.4, and I'm at the top of Marshall. This is a good few hundred metres from my house. I'll measure it on Google Maps and let you know how far that is, but I'm very happy with that. That's a massive improvement. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all soon.